The story of how the Imprint series started is personal. But before I tell, let me give you some context. The setting is Oslo, Norway, and we're just coming out of the winter of 2023-24. This winter was relentless, one of the harshest I've experienced. I waited eagerly for it to end. We're all waiting for the spring, for that moment when we could get back onto our balconies and feel the warmth again. But it just kept snowing. A glimmer of sunshine and then snows again. The season was pretty much teasing us, constantly promising but never delivering. Missed deadlines, if you will. And I was flustered. So I took matters into my own hands. I decided that if spring wouldn't come on its own, I'd invite it. And that's how the Imprint series was born. I began collaborating with the branches from the nearby forest. And these branches were as eager as I was for spring to return, to bloom and to grow again. I started preparing the canvas. I painted these deadlines, rigid lines, sharp, precise, just like our expectations. And these lines had clear beginning, clear end. And then I carried that canvas to the forest. I prepared a branch as my tool, but here's the catch. I only had one shot. When I slammed the branch against the canvas, I hit it with enough force that it punctured the surface. That's how eager I was for spring's arrival. The rigid controls expectations were disrupted by this raw, natural force, just like spring breaks through the last grip of winter. And my work is often influenced by this connection to the nature. It combines organic textures and forms with contrasting artificial human elements. It's sort of a dialogue, a conversation between the nature and the human. So the Imprint series continued throughout the summer and well into the fall. The piece behind me, called Sunbeams Through the Canopy, is slightly different. It was made using gold foil. And the reason why it's interesting is because the shimmer changes depending on where you stand in the room and how the light shifts. And you can achieve that effect only with unconventional tools, not your traditional paint. So I forage for materials, create pigments, use sometimes my own custom tools. This piece was exhibited in Oslo in October as a part of Hidden Layers exhibition. And here's the special part. The surface on which I prepared the branch was cut into small pieces, and my guests who visited received a fragment of that creation process. If you're interested in the final artwork, well, you'll need to talk to my wife. She's already claimed a perfect spot in our home. And if you do get it, you also get a fragment of that branch I used in its creation. And I think it's nice, and I like to immerse people in the process and to the story behind each artwork. After all, the viewer is an essential part of every piece. Let's get back to the idea. We often set these strict expectations and rigid outlines on how things should unfold. But life doesn't care about your deadlines. It grows where it wants, when it wants. It breaks through in ways you did not expect and with more energy than you imagined. And that's what the Imprint series is about. And I have a feeling that there is more from where that came from. So stay tuned for more.